Loud and clear as well, over. I think the most challenging part for most astronauts and cosmonauts is just the separation from their families, over. We're really only about 400 kilometers closer to the moon when we're in between the Earth and the moon. So we're not really that much closer because the moon is 250,000 miles away from the Earth. So it is spectacular from up here because we don't have the light pollution and other pollutions from the Earth. So it's a little more clear, over. We have Velcro on almost everything, including our food packets, so that's one way to stick it on. We also have tape that we use, and we put tape all over our cable to be able to stick things onto that, over. Well, that's a great question. We've been fortunate on our mission to do 2 spacewalks already, and we have 3 more planned towards the end of this month, so that's a lot. But in general, we only do maybe 2 per year. That are planned. Now, if something goes wrong outside and we have to go outside to fix something in an emergency, that's a different story, but that hasn't happened in a long time, over. Yes, it is very difficult. You need a lot of educational and operational background and experience. Just to give you some numbers, there's a selection going on right now, and there's 18,000 applicants, and they're going to pick about 10 people, over. Yes, we're very fortunate that we have a lot of oxygen up here, and we have a lot of reserves as well on the outside of the space station that we can pipe into the inside if need be, over. Wow, I wish I could bring my family and friends up here with me so they can experience what we get to experience in microgravity. It's just phenomenal, over. Yes, there's a few crew members. We have a crew of 6, and 2 of us are trained as crew medical officers, so we went through extensive training prior to launch on handling first aid kind of things, as well as broken bones and anything major. Thank goodness we haven't had to use any of that yet. Based on the workouts, exercise that we do on the space station, physically we're in great shape when we come back, but it's our inner ear, our sense of balance is usually messed up for a few days, so that kind of makes you a little wobbly walking just because you don't know what your balance is like. So we'll see how that happens. Everybody's a little bit different. I'm going to come home in about a month, and I'll be able to answer that question a little better for you then, over. Well, up here on the space station, we're going around the Earth every 90 minutes. So we get to see a sunrise and a sunset every 45 minutes, which is pretty spectacular. We see 16 of those every day, which is very different, of course, than being on Earth. We don't see all of those because we're not looking out the window all the time, but that's what the space station experiences. The moon, again, it looks very similar to what it does on Earth. It just has less pollution in between us and the moon, so it looks a little bit clearer, over. Well, we have several things. Spacewalking was one of them. Like I said, we've done 2 already. We have 3 more to go, and that was just to enhance the batteries on the outside of the space station. We replaced those on our last 2 spacewalks, and this time we're going to do some other things to help the life of the space station. Science and research is always the key priority for all of our missions, and that's no different for us. We have some really great science going on now, and that'll continue throughout the expedition, over. You can see them if you happen to be looking out at the right time. I have not seen any yet. I haven't been lucky enough to see that, over. Another great question. I have not seen a comet, but some of my crewmates have. They just happened to be looking out the window and taking pictures when the comet came by, so that was pretty special, over. Most of our expeditions require about 2.5 years of training prior to the mission, so that was the case for me as well. So it's a long training process to get to the 6-month expedition, over. In general, all six of us work on the same time, so we get up about 6 in the morning. We start working at 7:30 a.m. and we work till 7:30 p.m. So 12-hour work days, and then we usually go to bed about 10 at night. Over. Well, I think anytime you're going outside for spacewalks, that's pretty extreme. So I would just categorize all the spacewalks as the most extreme things that we're doing. Over. Well, we have a lot of great foods up here. I was very surprised at the variety. We have a lot of nice chicken dishes and pork dishes as well as fish dishes. So I don't really have any favorites. I kind of like them all. They do get old after a while, but we do have some pretty good variety. Over. Back in the early 1970s, so that was a long time ago for you guys, but that's when I was a little kid, and that's what motivated me to want to be an astronaut. Over. Okay, best of luck to all of you. OR41S, ISS, over.